Hi, I'm playing Dwarf Fortress. Currently I am watching my dwarves digging, as I usually do. And after they are done on this level, I'm gonna send them down to find a water source and another cave further underground. Also, since we have a captain of the guard, um, who is functioning as a sheriff. No, never mind. I thought I have a hammerer, who is basically an executioner working for the law. So, our two crimes we can investigate is a murder of an elf poet. We have one witness, and there's also another murder which was done before by an unknown vampire, but about that we have no witnesses. So maybe the witness about the murder of the elf visitor is also has knowledge about that murder which happened before. So let's see how the investigation goes. There's already a report. That's a big report. He met with a subject, misrepresented facts surrounding the case in order to leaked information. Subject has a trusting nature and agreed. Subject confessed to the murder. Subject revealed that Doran Shoeglaze is in fact an assumed identity. Subject's true name is Unip Brandled-Labor. In the early winter, 94, subject attempted to grab an unidentified creature in order to have law enforcement look the other way. Subject met with unidentified creature while completely misreading the situation. So that's a lot of crime he admitted to. So he basically is a he's a vampire, tak? That manipulates. Right, that's the word I was looking for. So, let's interrogate him about the other murder of the planter. He confessed to the murder of the elf, and he's our major, which is interesting. So let's interrogate him about this other crime. And we are gonna need some chains and cages we already have, but let's create some chains. Like 5 of them. And we need to smelt more copper. So let's do that. We're gonna need that for all this stuff. Also, I need some space for prison right now. So this big room right here can be our prison. So subjects confess to the murder. So he's a vampire, definitely. Let's look at him. Somehow he became a major. Let's look at his skills. For now he's still working, although he's gonna go to prison pretty soon. However, what are his skills? They should be pretty high. So, talented persuader, adept judge of intent, expert intimidator, conversationalist, consoler, pacifier. So he's like a master manipulator. For some reason he confessed anyway, so that's too bad. I need to find a chain. Although I can also put him in cage. And he's gonna go in for a long time with this number of crimes. Where is the chain? There's no restraint, right? So I already have some iron chains. Guess they will all go to this prison. It's a pretty big prison, to be honest, but I could have some other vampires going around, because this guy spent a lot of time here. He has to be pacified as soon as possible. But I can only create prison when there's at least one cage or chain in this room. So let's hope it happens soon. Also, my other force is not returning from this other fortress. So let's hope they are still alive. Unless there's one of them still left. Yeah, there's one of them still left here. I guess the task is gonna get finished when he leaves the fortress. So I assume he's already leaving. This is what it says in his current labor description. And let's hope this prison gets created soon. Someone is fighting the giant spider. How the hell did he get this far up? I'll never know. But at least it is dead. So the Weaver fought him, sorry, but it got away, an axe dwarf. But I guess it's a visitor. And he got pretty injured from the looks of it. And there is also a trapper, who is mine, I assume. But yeah, the spider should be dead. It's not on the dead list. It's also not on the alive list. So yeah. So I don't really know where that happened. Also, mission report of demanding tribute. They secured a tribute and also got in contact with the fortress. So the squad will return to their position. Also, never mind. There's an axe dwarf dead, but he's just a visitor. Right? Because it shows me that there's one less soldier in my military. But this one guy was, who is the captain of them, he was a little bit slow, right? The militia commander. So I hope he's not the one that died. Although it's possible because he was going through the underground from from what it seemed like. So actually he's probably not the visitor. It was the captain of my guard who got killed. So I need someone who is well, ideally who is a hammer dwarf. I think I will wait for the migrants to fill the position of the captain. Yeah, there's just the captain of the guard, but the militia commander got killed by the spider. Unfortunately, the spider somehow got through the traps. So, yeah, some animals and monsters do not get caught in the traps because they are too agile. So it was probably the case with the spider. Also, I caught a snake, and it is in a cage. So you can try the snake. And also the Draltas are not yet trained, so I will probably need a dedicated animal trainer whose only job is to train animals, because we are getting quite a lot of them lately. So yeah, the captain is dead. It's a shame, because he was the first soldier who is probably quite experienced at this point. But well, since the invasion I lost 6 apparently. We are losing the dwarfs pretty fast. I guess they are pretty well equipped, but they are not experienced yet, unfortunately. They need some defensive skills to avoid getting killed like that. It's a mandate from the king to make crossbows, and from major, although the major is going to prison. So there's the chain. I'm gonna make room from this, used by justice, and I'm going to the justice section and convicting. I'm convicting the major, so we're gonna get a new major soon. And let's see if this one fights. And there should be one. Yeah, the captain of the guard himself is going to arrest the major. It says he is already in custody. He has no job. Yeah, this guy is getting to prison. He's going to prison. And let's see what is his sentence. It should be pretty long. We can keep him in the fortress instead of... We could execute him, but I'm gonna keep him for now. Also he's getting convicted for the other murder. It's 224 days so far, but that's only for one of the murders. So they doubled that, and it's over a year. I placed a bed for him to sleep in, but besides that he's staying in. I just wonder if he will still be considered a major of the settlement. He probably is, to be honest, but all he does was just smelting and making mandates, so mandates. So really, if he's not working, it doesn't hurt me at all. Although it would be nice to have more dwarves to fill um, the military, to have 2 full squads. I think the second squad will be full of just mace dwarfs, to be honest. I need bashing weapons to fight the undead. The undead are quite hard to kill. They have to be cut in half with cutting weapons, or they need to lose the head. And with bashing weapons, any limb that gets crushed by the attacker, it does not move anymore. And in case they cut off, for example, a zombie hand, it can still grab them and attack them, moving independently from the head, really. So that's nasty. And a bashed limb is no longer going to move. So they are going to crush them into a pulp, really, with both the warhammers and maces. And from what I've read, maces are a little bit better at crushing the limbs, but they suck at getting through armor. And the last time we fought the undead, they were armed with weapons and armor, so it's probably better to go against armor, but in this case we are getting both 2 weapon sets. And where one of them lacks, for example, penetration for the armor, it's gonna be fulfilled by the second weapon. Anyway, I'm getting a bigger stockpile for everything, pretty much. I need another Barbrock stockpile here. And also a finished good stockpile. It can go above the new Barbrock stockpile. So, how is the production going? The instruments are not yet started, but they are busy with creating bolts from bones. Yeah, but the armor is getting finished pretty soon. So when I get the new migrant wave, they will be armed right away. Also, let's create 6 more silver, or 5 more silver maces. Since all of them will become mace dwarfs. So this room is getting finished soon. What else is there to dig out? I guess this entrance to the second entrance to the fortress. This should be finished soon because it's just dirt. It's not rock. And then we will just arm the traps in the entrance and catch some undead into cages. I can put them in a special room and then, for example, train my crossbow dwarves or shooting squad on the undead, because the undead are really resilient to ranged attacks, and they can basically just shoot at them to train the shooting skill pretty fast. So yeah, I think I will make a shooting range with the undead for training. Once I catch some, obviously, because it's not granted yet. Also, yeah, there's some more chickens just running around. So I'm assigning them. Howard the Draltas. Not trained, so I just need a dedicated trainer, yeah. Also, it looks like we are full of seats, by the way, so I don't have to worry about the food aspect, really. The stockpile, the first stockpile is almost full, and it's full of blueberry seeds, apparently. So I will plant blueberry seeds here, and then make alcohol out of it. Also, the second field can also get the blueberry seeds, and if there's still some work-free brewer, he can brew more alcohol from plants. Unfortunately, the miners sometimes are switching from one site to be digged out to another and wasting time with walking from one to the other. And it looks like that's the case here, fortunately. But what I can do is I will wait, whatever. Where's the migrant wave? I guess I'm getting one once the spring begins or the winter ends. And the winter is yeah, we're in the middle of the winter, basically. Somehow, though, the water is not frozen anymore, so it's weather dependent, I assume. Where are they digging this time? Well, at least there are 3 active miners, so it will get completed pretty fast anyway. Also, there's like a shitload of coke, so I don't have to worry about the fuel for furnaces anytime soon. I could be just smelting all the metal I find. Let's see how is the Major doing. Anyway, the vampire. He should be getting quite stressed because he is out of blood. Yeah, he feels guilty. He's frustrated. Although he's happy that his restraint is of high quality and his bets is good. And apparently he was horrified about seeing that guy die. So he's a vampire, but he has regrets apparently. It's interesting. Also, vampire blood in this game can be used to create more vampires. And vampires usually are quite strong, especially if you use them in the military. Although they kill non-vampires when they drink the blood, so they could be a very powerful military force, although they would randomly from time to time kill some of the dwarves, so it could be possible to make like a human or dwarf sacrifice to keep this powerful vampire military functional. I will think about this. Maybe it could be satisfied with just visitors. It's possible, and visitors are honestly kind of worthless, especially entertainers. So there could be like a building system that once a while gives them access only to the sleeping chambers of the visitors in theory, but I don't know how this could be practically built yet. But I will consider spreading the vampiric curse to some other dwarfs. At least this vampire we have captured could be useful yet. Anyway, let's place the cages from the potential direction the undead could be coming from. So 9, let's say 12 cage traps. I should have enough mechanisms and cages to do that, although the cages are pretty heavy, so carrying them to load the traps takes a lot of time. But I have a mechanic, one mechanic. Basically 3 dwarfs have the mechanic labor, so this is who is going to load the cages. I'm not in a rush, at least I think I'm not in a rush to fill all the cages yet, so should be fine, I think. Also, they're finishing all the work on the upper levels, so what I can do is digging further down, although I will make a small corridor in between the first main entrance to the fortress, so I can eventually maybe place some traps in between in case like another cave spider could be entering the fortress uninvited. So let's continue, let's unpause the game and then let them dig down. Also, as you can see, I have a lot of gold, so I should mint some more gold coins or make statues out of it, because I don't have that many statues at the moment. Although increasing the general wealth of the fortress makes invaders more powerful, so we only got like 10 invaders the last time, but if I were to turn all that gold into coins, this would increase our overall worth by quite a lot. Also, they are almost all of them are fully armored, so I'm kind of ready to recruit some more dwarves to this new squad, and also appoint another military captain. Yeah, they finished this little room right here. Although if this is going to be the death trap area, it would be best to not keep the animals on this side. Also, I will place doors, because some undead have problems with unlocking doors because they're brainless. Yeah, there's also this little area to be digged out, but it has iron, so it's not that really important. Spring has arrived, so let's see if we have a migrant wave anytime soon. Also, Drata's not trained. So yeah, I'm gonna get a migrant and basically dedicate him completely to animal training. Just like I do with miners. He mandated production of figurines, but I think it's already on the task list. A vile force of darkness has arrived. Wow. So there's another invasion, and apparently, well, let's see the direction it's coming from. Oh, it's just goblins this time, so I think we are fine. Goblins are pretty weak. They're weaker than the undead, definitely. Although there's a lot of them. So I will let them move a little bit closer and already station my military on their way. The military is not that skilled, but it's well equipped. So let's see the results of this battle. Oh, there's a lot of them. And I think they also have some trolls. Oh, there's a lot of trolls, so I think I'm kind of fucked in this situation, to be honest. Although, let's see how it plays out. The military should be stationing on their way pretty soon. And they are already coming. And let's meet them with steel. Although there's only 13 dwarfs against this horde. And this horde with goblins and trolls, I wouldn't be so worried if it were just goblins, but the trolls are pretty challenging. They're strong, and yeah, goblins suck, but trolls not so much. And there is over 10 of them. Okay, they are already shooting, so my dwarfs will automatically charge at them. And let's see how many are still alive when this battle is over. I honestly don't think we have a chance here. That's a pretty rough starting area with both the undead and goblins attacking us. One of them, Hammer Dwarf, entered martial trance, so it means he is basically a berserker at the moment with better defense stats. So there's 10 soldiers left, and meanwhile there's only 3 goblins dead. I think they're getting overwhelmed pretty hard. Yeah, it's definitely they are not trained enough and not yeah, they don't have enough numbers. 2 active soldiers, so yeah, we just got wrecked. Well, that's the fun of Dwarf Fortress. You 1 minute you feel in charge, but then you're no longer in charge, you know. Even when your fortress gets a king and so on. And let's see how they deal with the vampire. We're honestly, let's check that we could let him loose. To be honest. Let's remove that building. We cannot. Yeah, we cannot just let him free. But we can just take the chain that is used to keeping him in the prison, and this will free him, basically. So let's watch how this fortress dies. There's still one hammer dwarf coming to meet them. I guess he was sleeping or eating when I sent his dead colleagues. Let's see how many goblins died. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One is a troll that died. Yeah, and the rest of them is just my dwarves and animals. So yeah, I think I will be starting another game in this same world, possibly even close to this fortress, and then trying once more to strike the earth, and this time don't die pitifully like here. The trolls are killing little chickens. There's the last hammer dwarf fighting 4 trolls at once. Let's see if he gets even one of them. Yeah, but there's a lot of other units coming from the eastern side. I think the dwarf is done for. Yeah, he's dead. So they are just going down the fortress. I think what could be done better in this gameplay was probably getting more traps to the main entrance, and maybe partially walling off the entrance. But besides that, I rushed metal production and military, and they just got kind of wrecked during the first undead invasion. Although, yeah, we didn't do much damage against the goblins. Anyway, it was an interesting play. Usually my fortresses end up this way. Anyway, it was a good attempt in my mind. So this is how Dwarf Fortress number 1 dies. Stay tuned. Yeah, there's a new king because the last died, so stay tuned for the second part or second attempt, and see you soon.